Hello. All right. Fantastic. I got a message for you. I got a message for you. And I got a story I want to share with you. It's a very, very important story that I just experienced comforting someone. And I believe that there's some value. There's some value in it for you, value in it for me, and value in it for a lot of people who want to live their lives and do what they are here to do, what they came here to do. And everybody don't feel like that, and everybody are not in that level of consciousness. That's why at this stage of my life, I'm at a no nonsense place. With February 17th, I turned 76. Yesterday, I turned 25. I'm a 25-year-old man trapped in a 76-year-old body. Oh my goodness. But listen to me. I want to share something with you. I was talking to a friend and she sounded down in her voice. Have you ever talked to someone and you knew because how well you knew them, you knew something was going on? And this friend of mine is my business partner, been friends for a long time. I just love who she is as a mother, as a person, and as a friend, and who she's been to me, and very, very talented and gifted. And she's a ghostwriter. And she found out that a person who had engaged her to write a book for her, that the person died and never got it done. And she said, I feel so bad about it. I asked her, I said, did she come back to you and tell you, I'm ready to do this? And the lady said, Mr. Brown? I said, yes. She said, we buried a good man today. I said, yes, we did. He and I were friends since second grade. Yes, wherever I was, Boo was there. He always had my back. My brother used to say, if there's a choice between saving me and saving Boo, I think you would save Boo. I said, don't ask me that question. Don't ask me that question because we were so close. We were so close, and he knew it. Everybody knew that. We were very close, inseparable. So that day, it was a rough day for me. Rough day. And she said, you have talked in your speeches about Boo being a great cook. I said, yes, he was a great cook. He was a chef, and he had Bahamian dishes and Jamaican dishes. Yes, yes, Caribbean dishes. And he could cook anything, and he could bake. And when Boo would cook, the angels would stop flapping their wings. We would all be waiting, salivating. Boo, just tell us when you want us to come in. And not only could he cook, but the presentation. Oh, it was mouth watering. You had to sit there and look at it for a while before you dove in. She said, you talked about doing a recipe of a book of recipes of Boo's secret recipes that he shared with no one. I said, yes. She said, did he do it? I said, no. Even his sons didn't ask that question. Hey, did my father write that recipe book? This stranger out of nowhere. You just never know who's listening to you. I said, no, he didn't. She said, ooh, he took that with him. He took that with him. And she just turned and walked away. And I stood there frozen. Hmm. I read a quote that said, put off for tomorrow that you don't mind dying in you today. Put off for tomorrow that you don't mind dying in you today. Because tomorrow's not promised. Michael Jackson said, "This is it," but it was not the it that he was talking about. And I've been rethinking my life. I just been reviewing my life, and I'm living with a sense of urgency, getting things done. And I realized the most dependable hand is the one at the end of your wrist. There were things that I would get upset if I asked my children to do and they didn't do it. I'd get upset. But I realized, hey, no, that's not on them. That's on me. That's on me. I'll get that done. I'm not going to ask you but one time. And if you don't do it, I know you were either unwilling or unable. Whoever it is that I deal with in business, partners, if I ask you to do something and you don't do it, I believe you were either unwilling or you unable, and I'm going to get it done. I'm not going to leave anything on the table. I'm going to live like Virginia Clark said, my very good friend Vi Clark, who passed from the coronavirus, that the first female radio personality in Columbus, Ohio. I hired her, and she said, and her daughter gave me this quote. She was a very good writer, but she didn't like writing. It was her talent. You ever known somebody who had a good talent, but they didn't care anything about the talent? They didn't want to do that. They didn't like that. They liked something else. Vi loved playing bridge. She didn't like writing, but she could write, and very good. And she wrote for me, and her daughter knew, Marcy, she knew how much I loved her mother's writing. And she said, "I want to give you this quote that I saw that my mother left, and I know she would want you to have it." And the quote said, "When I die, let everybody know life don't owe me any change. Life don't owe me any change." Vi lived life on her terms. And, it's one thing to say we're made in the likeness and image of God and been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, including the choices that we make. We make choices, and our choices make us, but most of us don't make the choice to live full. Most of us take our talents, our abilities, our skills, our book to the graveyard, making the graveyard rich. Boy, I can't tell you this quote by Miles Monroe often enough. Rob the cemetery of your ideas. This friend of mine, I'm not going to tell you her name or Deidre, but that lady that asked her to write the book and the lady didn't follow up, she has enriched the cemetery with her book, with her words, with her story, with her ideas, with her wisdom. Jerry Jackson would say, life has no duplicate. We only have one life to live. Oh boy. We're here because of God's grace and mercy. We're living in a time that I can't speak for you, but for myself, they brought me a package yesterday from FedEx, and I opened the door, and this lady didn't have on a mask. And I was looking and said, why don't you have on a mask? I was asking myself, why does she have on a mask? And I stood back, and I had on a mask, and I signed quickly and got my package and brought it in and sprayed it with some Lysol and closed the door. And I realized how nervous I've been, how self-conscious I've been when receiving packages. I called my son, John Leslie. I said, "John Leslie, I'm not going anywhere." He said, "How's it just staying in the house all the time?" I said, "Well, sometimes I ask Celeste if she just drive me around. I put on 2 masks just to get some sun, go out in the backyard." And he asked, "Does Tyrone make fun of you?" Tyrone is a squirrel that I talked to, that I befriended. I'm now bilingual. I speak squirrely. A friend of mine, won't tell you her name, is Erica McKay. She said, "Don't you ever tell anybody that you're talking to squirrels now. They would be very concerned about you, Mr. Brown. Do you understand me? Just keep that between you and I. Keep that on the down low." I said, "Okay, I won't tell anybody. I talked to Tyrone." Very good. Tyrone does tease me when I go out in the backyard. Nah, 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 nah. You scared to go out. Mm-hmm. You scared of the coronavirus, aren't you? Mm-hmm. The coronavirus don't bother squirrels. I don't have to wear a mask, but you do because you're human. Nah, 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 nah. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. All right. Here's the reason I shared this original story with you. Do you have a book in you? Do you have a story in you? Do you know how much time you have left? None of us do. Do it now. Take action now. I'm going to help you. Let me share with you what I'm going to do after I finish. After that conversation, I've been sitting on and putting off and letting life get in the way of doing my book. You've got to be hungry. The Greatness Within to Win, the audio version of it. I've been putting it off. You won't hear me no more today. I'm going to get this done. And my punishment, because I love talking to you. I love inspiring you. I love making you feel good. When I'm letting negative thoughts creep in, all I have to is come and talk to you, and I feel great. But I'm punishing myself. I'm not going to, you're not going to see me till I get this done. And my reward is to come talk to you and say, "I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. I got it done." I'm going to spend the rest of the day. I'm not going to put it off for tomorrow because I wouldn't want that book, the audio version of it, to die in me today. No, no, no. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm putting off everything. Everything. I'm putting off everything. I'm going today. This is it. This is it. I'll come back on. Get ready to order it. Cause it's gonna be bad, baby. It's gonna be, I'm gonna get the butter from the duck. But if you got a book in you, or a story in you, or a speech in you, and you want to take that speaking to the next level, I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. If you got a voice in you, got a voice. I was talking to somebody named Patricia Barnes. She said, "I was born to speak." I said, "You're the kind of person that I love to work with." I was talking to Annie out of the UK. She said, "This is the calling on my life." She said she was on a job and the boss bust into the room and started yelling at her at the top of his lungs. And she said at some point, she don't know if he stopped yelling or she stopped listening, and she heard a voice that said, "Not today, never again." And she got up and she walked out. And the people on her job called and said, "Are you coming back? Are you going to file a lawsuit against him?" And she said, "No, give him a raise. He forced me to do something that I didn't have the courage to do myself. Give him a raise. I'm going to live my calling. I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak." And she called me. She's got a book called Your Life is Calling. I'm writing the forward for it today. Last night she texted me. She said, I'm coming for you. Get my forward done. I said, okay, it will be done today. Today it's done. I'm sending that forward to her today. I wish when I started out, some of the icons would have done my forwards for me. They wouldn't. They saw me as competition. A young man asked me yesterday, why are you talking to me? I'm talking to you one-on-one. People on your level don't talk to me. And speakers on this level trying to learn. Why? I said, because I want to help you get there and shorten your learning curve. I wish I could have gotten someone to pay attention to me. You're a gifted young man. I can tell it. You're on a mission. You remind me so much of myself when I was your age. And I want to help you. That's the calling on my life now. I just felt like he was my son. I have a lot of spiritual sons, boy. God has been so good to me to bless me with some young men and women and people who are hungry, who feel there's got to be more to life than this. Being afraid to breathe. I'm not going out like this. I got to calm myself. Ooh. I have a friend named Jonathan. This is how he calms down. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I'm going to put my book on audio. I got my microphone. I got everything. You see, I got everything, everything I need. I'm ready. I'm ready to start reading. Yes. I'm bringing it to you. I'm bringing it to you. You're going to love it too. You're going to have fun. Because, see, it's one thing to write for the eye, it's something else to speak for the ear. In my book, you can't hear my laughter or my voice fluctuations. Are you feeling me up in here? I got to do this today. I'm not putting it off for tomorrow. I'm so glad she called me about that. Can you know sometimes people can call you about some stuff that's bothering them, and then you realize that, you know what? Therein lies the sign. That's bothering me too. You talk about she left here and didn't write that book. I don't want to leave here and not do the audio version of my book that's already here. I ain't through yet. Just put it off. Letting all kind of stuff get in the way. I'm not gonna look at the news. I don't need to do that. My boy 45, he gone. And so I don't, I'm not going to even talk to you, Tyrone. I ain't talking to you now. Don't be trying to get my attention. I ain't bringing you no peanuts and walnuts. No, I ain't doing none of that. Don't be trying to cry and make me feel sorry for you. Mr. Brown is not going to talk to me. Yeah, you got that right. I ain't speaking no squirrely today. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let me get my book out. All right. I'll go get my book and I'm gonna record it today. Next time you see me, it will be done. Page 1, the introduction. You might wonder why I said you've got to be hungry. People that are hungry are unstoppable. People that are hungry are relentless. People that are hungry take no prisoners and they eat the wounded. I was hungry to take care of my mother. I was hungry to make my mother proud of me. Just give me a little preview. Bye for now. If you are hungry to get something out of you, get it out today.